guys, I thought I would do a little tutorial on the Mini-Kinnor. You can get this on Amazon for about $70. It's called the Mini-Kinnor, K-I-N-N-O-R, harp. And what this is a lyre. This is not actually a harp, it's a lyre. And I thought I would do a video and tutorial on the lyre. I encourage you to get one of these and to play it. You don't have to be a musician. It's a very simple instrument. And I want to explain some things because I do have songs in the book of Revelation. I have instructions of how to play the songs on a diagram which shows you the notes, okay? In guitar, it's like tablature, which shows you, okay, this string and this is the note on the string. So in a similar way, there's a lot of songs in the book of Revelation, and you can learn to sing those songs. Now, in this tutorial, what I want you to do is I want you to get one of these, of course. Now, in Amazon, they might run out, so I'll have another link in the description field of another version of this. In Ireland, they make a similar instrument. Now, when you get this instrument, they tune it differently. So the most difficult thing with this is the tuning. So when you tune it, I'm going to suggest you tune it differently than the instructions they give you. Tune it lower, okay? So for example, when you play this instrument, you also want to sing. Okay, that's just part of how this works. So that being said, the tuning that it comes with is very, very high. Very, very high notes. So it's tuned lower. Now, it's also tuned to a different frequency than most instruments and guitar tuners. For example, this is an A. And I have other videos on why that A is Hertz, 432 Hertz. Okay, the reason 432 Hertz is this is the proper frequency that we can find in the scriptures given to us by the great psalmist David. So, first thing you do is you get an app on your phone, and you get this instrument, and you tune this note here. It's an A. It's right next to the red string. And you change your tuner from 440 on most tuners, and change it to 432. And tune this note to 432. Now the rest of the instrument is tuned in the key of B minor. Okay, so the low note is a B, and then C sharp. That C sharp is the blue string you see here and here. So this is a 10-string Kinnor or lyre, okay? And what it is, it's all, there's 7 notes in a key, but it gives you 3 extra notes. For example, this is B, C sharp, D. Okay, those notes repeat themselves over here. B, C sharp, D. Okay, so that is what's called an octave. It's a whole range of notes higher. Okay, but the whole instrument is tuned in the key of B minor. So it goes B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Okay, so those are the notes. Now the difficult thing when you first get this is to get it to stay in tune with those notes. It's going to take a while, and what I encourage you to do is when you tune it, there's a tuner which you tune the pegs here. And when you tune it up, but if you go too high and you need to turn it down, what you do is you pull on the string and stretch it. Stretch the string and pull it out, and the note will go lower. So do that versus turning the peg and tuning it down. It's better to keep stretching the strings. The more you stretch the strings in time, the more it'll eventually stay in tune. Okay? So the most important thing is that with the instructions in the sounds that we're playing to that key. So in the sound cloud will be all the songs, okay, for the different songs we're singing in the book of Revelation. And in order to play those on this instrument, you know, this is not just for me to sing the songs and you to listen. This is an instruction for you to sing with this instrument, okay? To get this instrument. That's what happens with the overcomers. They're given these instruments, okay? So the sound cloud will have the song, and then there's another document which shows you how to play it. Okay, now I'm just going to play something very simple, one of the more simple songs that you can play when you first get this. You can play very easily. It's not difficult. 4 notes, 4 chords, okay? And when you sing it, it goes, you are righteous, O Yahweh, who is, was, Holy One, for you have judged us. Okay? So that's a very simple song with just 4 chords. Okay? That you can learn and play a song and make music right away. As soon as you get it, and as soon as you get the instrument in tune. That's just one example of the mini songs. So that song will be on SoundCloud. It's called Righteous One. And then the instructions of how to play that will be in another document. I'll have the links in the description field for the SoundCloud and for the document. So this is not necessary that you play it exactly this way, but basically the songs are very simple, but the idea is that you play them with 2 hands. Okay, you can see my right hand is on this side of the instrument. You can see my left hand is on this side of the instrument, okay? And mostly what my left hand is doing, it's holding the instrument and it's using the thumb to play the low note. Okay, so if we just look at the song we just played, you can see my thumb is going like this. That is the low note on the string. So when you hold the instrument like this, the low note is far away and the high note is close to you. Okay, so the low note that's far away is being played with your left hand and your thumb on your left hand. Your right hand is playing the high note and you're using more fingers. Okay, so in this example, you're using 2 fingers, so your thumb is going like this, and your right hand is using these 2 fingers to go like this. So when you play it together, it's 3 notes. Okay? Played together at one time, it's 3 notes. That's called a chord. That's our first position. And the second one is like this. Just moving up 1 string. Again, the same 2 fingers. Then the same 2 fingers go back to where they were. Then the last position is using these 2 fingers on this string and this string, and the blue string is a C sharp and it sounds like this. Okay, so it's a repetitive pattern of 4, and after 4 it repeats again. And so that's just playing all the notes at one time, but you also can like finger pick them or play them as an arpeggio. What arpeggio means is you play 1 note and then another note and then another note, and it goes up like higher. So for example, our left hand is the thumb. And what you can do is you play the thumb, doom, 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 and then the other hand can play in the space between it. So for example, like this. Okay, so you can see it's like low, high, low, high, low, high. Okay, and then you can just finger pick and play around with it and make musical sound. So those are the same fingerings and the same position, but then you're just playing different notes at different times, and you give it more of a kind of musical sound versus just playing the chord. Okay? So most of these songs that we present are like that, where you're playing with your thumb with the left hand, and your right hand is playing typically in a position of 2 like that, or it can be 3, okay? So that's how you can get started, and you can make music right away. Now, when you get an instrument, it can be very frustrating because you feel like you don't sound good, you feel like you have mental struggles. So the most important thing is to be able to make music and sing, and to encourage yourself in that you can actually play. So this is very simple. You can play this in the first few days you get the instrument. It's not difficult, but as you keep playing, it'll improve. Your skills will improve. Your ability to use both hands together. And in the songs that I present to you, I'm singing the note that is high on the instrument. So the other thing that's nice about this versus other instruments is you're always singing the same notes. You're always singing the same key, okay? So in that example, you are, okay, the high note is what we're singing. You are righteous, O Yahweh, who is and was, Holy One, for you have judged us. Okay? So, the songs that we submit, if you have trouble singing and you're not a good singer like me, and you want to sing the right tone, okay? You're playing the tone, just like I showed you. You are righteous, O Yahweh. Okay, so that allows you to sing all the time close with the instrument, the same note as the instrument, and that way your singing will be in the proper key. Okay, so almost all the songs will do that. I have to do that myself to make sure I sing and my voice doesn't, go somewhere else, even though it does. Okay. So that's the other thing about the power of this instrument, is that once you're tuned properly and you sing, it's not like you play a record and every song is in a different key, okay? You sing the same notes over and over. And what happens is you get this song in the night. So if you play a song and you get it in your spirit, in your heart, you go to sleep and it's still playing. You could wake up the next day, like I just played that song, okay? You could wake up the next day and you're singing it, and you say, you are righteous, okay? And you pick up the instrument, you are, and you'll see that you're singing the same exact tone still a day later, okay? And that's the power of this instrument, is that even if you don't sing well, you don't have to sing all the notes. You have to just sing these notes. You have to know how to sing in this key. Okay, so it's very powerful. And you do want to sing, even though you're not a good singer, it's embarrassing. Just keep at it, because you're not singing lots of notes. You're just singing these notes over and over and over, and it'll improve your singing dramatically. Okay, so I encourage you to get these, like I said, This can work for other instruments as well. It's just, this one is a good starter instrument to just getting started, where it's not very expensive. Harps are very expensive. This is very inexpensive, and it's fantastic. I've been playing guitar many years, and I love this. In fact, while I'm just doing this tutorial, I want to show you some other things about this particular lyre and things that can expand more your sounds. Okay, so the difficulty of any musician, any harp player, or any piano player, or guitar player is the limited number of notes. You think to yourself, how can I possibly have all the notes within 10 strings? It's just not enough notes. And that was the most, and not only that, the notes are very high. You don't have low notes, lower register notes like you do on a guitar and a piano. So one of the things that guitarists know and lyre players do as you become more advanced in your abilities is something called harmonics. And what harmonics is on a guitar, there are frets, and there are frets that have 2 dots on it. And what that means is that's the middle point of the string. And then the middle point of the string, you can play what's called a harmonic. Okay, hear that? That's a harmonic. What a harmonic means is you have one finger just touching the very middle point. It has to be the middle point. You have to find it. You don't just, you have to find it, know where it is. So like, as I look at this instrument and I look down, I know where that is because it's right about at the curve as I'm looking at it. Okay, so this takes practice to do. But the technique and the idea is to do this with your right hand, because you don't want to occupy your left hand, so you do it with your right hand. How you do that is you have your index finger rest on that point, like I know it's right here. And you just rest on the string. You don't push on the string. You just rest, and then, actually it's good if you have a little bit of a fingernail, and then on your other finger, your middle finger, you pick. Okay, so what it's going to do is this. Okay, you see that? And what it's doing, now this is without that technique. Okay, that's just playing the string. But then with the harmonic, it raises up the string the next register or octave. So then it sounds like, instead of like this, it's going to sound like this. Okay, it's kind of hard to do. It takes some practice and getting used to, and it's difficult to do that and incorporate in a song, but when you do, it's just really amazing. So let's just say I'm messing around. Okay, see, it added another note there because I've run out of notes here. This is my highest note. But now what I can do is I can go. Okay, so now what I can do is I can add additional notes that are higher by using something called a harmonic. Okay, and again, that's just by resting one finger, finding that middle point, okay, resting it on the string and then picking it with the other string. That'll give you a harmonic. Okay, just something I wanted to throw in there as you get the instrument, you begin to improve when you're playing, and you come back to this tutorial and you're like, how do I do that? It's going to take some practice to do that. You can see even I'm not playing that perfectly. So once you keep practicing it, it gets better and better. And that's how any instrument is. You just keep practicing, you get used to it, you learn the instrument, you let the instrument teach you music. Okay, so like in this one, you can play with patterns. Okay, so what I'm playing there is just 2 strings apart. This is an E, and I'm playing 2 strings together. Okay, and then I can move that down one string, and then it sounds like this. Sounds very nice. Okay, so then you begin to see different patterns and shapes. This one is nice because there's colors on it, and so you can always remember like where you are, what string am I on, because you can see where you are next to the blue string or the red string. It's very helpful. So guys, that's what I want to do. I want to show you this instrument. It's really amazing. I encourage you to get one on Amazon and start playing right away. If you want to use the tutorial, the songs, they're in SoundCloud. There'll be a link in the description field for the SoundCloud playlist called Mini-Kinnor, and they're all songs played on this, okay? Okay? And so there'll be words of how you sing it. You'll hear how the song goes on SoundCloud. And then there's instructions on what to play. Now, mostly what you'll see on the instructions is that it'll tell you, okay, this is your thumb on your left hand. Almost all of them, it's just basically your thumb on your left hand. And then it'll tell you what fingers to use on your right hand with the other notes. Okay, like we showed you before. Okay, and show you those positions where they, what two fingers you use and where they are on what strings. Okay, so thanks for watching. I'll have links for where to buy these on Amazon, where to get other ones if they're not available on Amazon, and some other instruments that you know, are good startup lyres. This is a lyre, really, guys. It's not a harp, and the techniques I'm showing you are not necessarily harp instructions. They're playing a lyre or David harp, Kinnor, the ancient type harp. So guys, thanks for watching. Check out the links in the description field and get yourself a harp.